How can we support biodiversity, pollinators and pollination in and around our crops? Could flower strips be an option? We are looking into how flower strips and other flower-rich semi-natural habitats can contribute to support pollinators, pollination and biodiversity in general in the Interreg project BEESPOKE, in which University of Copenhagen is a partner together with many other partners in the North Sea region. In Europe, biodiversity is under pressure and crop yields are negatively affected by lack of pollinators. So in the BEESPOKE project, we try to see how we can support and augment the wild pollinators and pollination in many different crops. In Denmark, University of Copenhagen, Department of Plant and Environmental Sciences, we look into how flower strips in apple orchards and in strawberry fields can affect biodiversity and pollination, and we do that together with HortiAdvice. Different pollinators can be found in the apple and the strawberry flowers. We have recorded bumblebees, solitary bees, honeybees, dipterans, beetles, butterflies and moths. The bees, they need flowers all season for themselves and for their offspring. They feed the pollen and the nectar. The dipterans, the beetles, the butterflies and the moths, it's different. The adults, they need the pollen and the nectar, and they also need the undisturbed soil for nesting and overwintering both the bees and the other flower visiting insects. We have selected a highly diverse flower mix, which we have then followed to see how it established and how it develops over time. That one is a native, diverse and perennial flower mix, and the criteria we choose to put it together was that we want an overall long flowering time from early to late season. We wanted to have a certain area in each orchard so it can be a real resource. And it should be able to tolerate traffic. It should not be too high, and it should also tolerate to be cut, and it hopefully can last for many years. Finally, it should not be a host of pests. We have 4 demo farms: Frydenlund Frugtplantage, Ventegodtgård, Kildebrønde Frugt, and the Pometum at the University of Copenhagen in Tostrup. And we're looking into what's the effect of time since establishment of the flower strips from start of project till now, and what's the effect of the distance from the flower strip and into the crop. Can you see if pollination just is equally high all the way into the orchard, for example, or if it will be better just next to the flower strip? And we are comparing that pollination with hand pollination, which should give complete pollination. And we are looking at pollinator visits in the crop, in the flower strips, and in the ordinary grass strips on the side of the strawberry field or inside the apple orchard. And how does establishing and managing the flower strips work? And we have had open house and workshops and webinars and so on. So what determines the effect of the flower strips? Well, one thing, that's the quality. So perennial, native, so the insect life around is evolutionarily adapted to it and diverse, providing an appropriate food, habitat and overwintering site for the beneficial insects, and selected for the soil and the region. Then the age, because the years since establishment, then the positive effect will go up as the beneficial population build up. And then the effect is best close to the crop, and at least 5 to 10% of the area on a farm should be semi-natural areas that can support pollinators and natural enemies of pests. Regarding management, in Denmark, we found out that it's best to sow in clean soil in autumn, where there's enough rain, and then cutting at 8 to 10 centimeter height and remove cut-off material in April when it's normally dry, and then if needed again August, late August, mid-September. The first year after sowing, it's probably not necessary to cut in April, but that could depend on the site. If you're interested to learn more about the project, you're very welcome to contact me, or you can look at the project description at the Interreg NS homepage, our Facebook page. You can contact HortiAdvice on the address provided, and then below I've given my email addresses, phone numbers. Thank you.